Pitching coach conversation's an interesting one, though, because if you know that it's win or die, are you leaving a well-established job where you've created not a legacy, a reputation of being really, really good at your job, to leave, just to see yourself fired in a year, where you currently are, it's not that way, and you could take a different job, and it wouldn't be that way with the new staff. So let's pretend for a second, play this out, that Chris Lemonis will return at Mississippi State, while everybody and their brother knows he better win or else. Are you getting pitching coach A, your first phone call? Are you getting that guy? Are you getting the second guy? Hey, you're having great success at this school. Come down here to Mississippi State, where if we don't make it to a super regional, everybody's going to want us fired. Come on down.
I get it.
A situation where State would have to probably overpay to get somebody like that. And then somebody that would trust that their resume would not be overly negatively impacted. That they could come back the next year and find another job just as easily.
See, so to me, that's the thing. By the way, we got a couple of messages, including from Dave, who, big Southern Miss fan, regular listener to the show. He goes, hey, not mad at you about throwing out the name for the pitching coach. We understand that we do more with less than just about anybody in the country. We'd hate to see him go, but it's expected. And yet Ozzie stayed put for a long time. And so whether you're talking about Christian Ostrander with the reputation that he has, or Josh McDonald with the reputation that he has, those are that's just two examples. But in the college baseball world, the level of respect for those two guys is so high that in the event they became available a year from now, they would be jobless for like 4 minutes. The question is, with Ozzie at Southern Miss, he's comfortable. His family's there. He's established. He's got a great boss. He has performed so well in his job for so long. Do you give all those things up for an unknown situation? If it's Josh McDonald, who is a former UConn player, who is from the state of Connecticut, and is the recruiting coordinator and the pitching coach, and has been with Jim Penders for 17 years, do you pick all of that up and go, this is my shot to get to the SEC? Or do you go, you know what, last year I saw my boss turn down Michigan. I don't know what the future holds right there. Maybe I'm better off staying. I don't know. And then the flip side is, those guys believe in themselves, right?
Yeah.
And so aren't they going to look at it as now, you got to be realistic and be like, if it doesn't work out, what are we doing a year from now? But the competitive side of you, the you are good at your job side of you goes, I'm going to be the reason that this thing gets turned around. And we're going to do it in a year. I mean, maybe that's...
I think, and if you really look at Mississippi State and what they've done offensively this year, if you're a good pitching coach, you go, gosh, if they were just average, they'd be right in the thick of things as far as getting into the NCAA tournament. I'm going to go get to coach a pitching staff that's backed up by Hunter Hines and Dakota Jordan and some good young hitters. And they've recruited young hitters, and they're going to do well in the portal. So, if State was just average pitching this year, they would not be in the situation they are this year.
We get a message on the C Spire text line that says Oz is the head coach in waiting at Southern Miss when Barry retires, which is believed to be soon. Maybe, maybe not. I honestly don't think Scott Barry has decided how much longer he's going to go. I don't think he knows the answer to that question. And I don't think that is like a formal, it's in writing somewhere. But I do think you're right that in the event that Ostrander stays at Southern Miss and Scott Berry were to choose to retire in the next 2, 3, 4 years, whatever that time frame is, that the search for the next head coach would last the aforementioned 4 minutes. Like, in the same press release that you thank Scott Berry for his time as the head coach and all he's done, you announce that Christian Ostrander is the next head coach. I mean, not really in the same press release, but you understand. I think it's slam dunk home run, absolutely. It's a seamless transition, which is not different from the transition from Corky Palmer to Scott Berry. It's the thing about the Southern Miss baseball program is the level of stability for the last 2 decades. It's just off the charts. Now, there's been some turnover in the assistant coaching staff, and it's unavoidable. There hasn't been a ton of it. Right? I mean, what was the guy's name that was the pitching coach before Oz that is now the head coach at, is it ULM? Mike Federico. Fed left to go get a head coaching job. Made sense. That's about the only reason you leave. Unless there's just this massive opportunity that you just can't say no to.